Hi everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Change Collective. You've got Matt here from Lavo and my good friend Frischka from Fresh by Frischka. And today I want to talk to Frischka about VUCA is a concept that is known within the change space, but we want to explore that a little bit further for all of the good folks out there, what it is, and in particular, the tips in how to deal with that. So Frischka, do you want to tell us what is VUCA?
Sure. VUCA is volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. So it's a tagline for, oh my God, it's crazy right now. And it certainly is during and post-COVID. So I wanted to outline 2 tips on how to manage change in a VUCA world. And the first one is to constantly reframe your understanding of what's happening. And there's quite a relevant Chinese proverb that says, great generals should issue commands in the morning, but then change them in the evening. And this applies to organizational change. A big picture synthesis of the situation and the plan of how to manage it. Once it's put on paper, it could actually be a source of inertia. So my tip would be to remain adaptable in a rapidly changing situation. And instead it should be a living document with a timestamp, current best view. Number 2 is that to beware of bureaucracy. So communication and change leadership is critical to sustain change, but on controversial, sensitive, or high-profile issues, it typically attracts a lot of people. They will all want to put their rubber stamp on it, and each will have suggestions on how to best craft communications, leading to overgeneralization or a conservative perspective. So instead, assemble a small, trusted team with enough and give them enough leeway to make tactical decisions on the fly, and then trust them. So those are my top 2 tips. What about you, Matt?
Trust. I love that word. It's thrown around a lot, but when's it actually ever really demonstrated? That's a good point. I love those tips. Wonderful. I think the one thing that I come back to is having a culture and having the people who are ready. To your earlier point, being flexible enough that this is the current state. Stamp it with this may change. You need the people to be in the position to adapt in that position or in that time of ambiguity when things shift and move. So yeah, no, they're fantastic tips as always. So thank you very much for sharing those. And look, thanks everyone for tuning in. We'll see you again sometime soon in the future. Stay tuned as Frischka and I will bring you another Change Collective. Until then, have a good one.
See you, everybody.